Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off on the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 reunion part 1 and part 2. Child, I am smiling. I'm smiling through my pain right now, okay? This is a fake smile. The way my foot is hurting right now, y'all. I walked into a metal chair, you know, like the foot of it, my foot just, I don't know. I was thinking about somebody and I walked into a chair. If that's not a sign to leave that man alone. Anyway, I ain't been paid, y'all. But we gonna talk about this Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm sorry that I did not do an episode last week. I've been paying my dues, my monthly dues as a woman. If you know, you know. And child, yeah, it's been rough. But we're here. We're here now. So as I'm doing this review, I am watching it back a little bit too so that I can jog my memory, you know. And I didn't really know where to start, but I saw Kelly saying that Britt caused mass destruction within this friend group. So that's where we gonna start. Y'all know I started off loving Kelly. I loved Kelly. I thought Kelly was I just loved her. I just loved her. I thought she was gonna be my fave. And she really pissed me off towards the end of the season. And this little statement that she made, mass destruction. Normally, I don't mind a little bit of dramatics, okay? I am dramatic, okay? I come from a long line of drama queens, okay? My mama was a drama queen. Her mama was a drama queen. My great aunts on my grandma's daddy's side, drama queens. That's just what it's giving, okay, in my bloodline. I'm dramatic. So I don't mind, you know, the extraness, the over the top, because that is me. But for her to say that Britt caused mass destruction, girl, shut up. Shut up. Britt not coming to the reunion, it serves you guys right. Okay? Y'all, I don't care that Britt didn't show up to the reunion. Let's just get into her right now. Okay? I don't care that she didn't show up to the reunion. She's human. Let me tell you something. I ain't scared to go toe to toe with nobody. If you want to argue with me, I hope you ate breakfast, okay? Because I can go on and on and on, okay? I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I'm the Energizer Bunny, baby. When I have a point, you're going to hear it. I don't back down. I love a good argument. I love a good debate. I love to fight. I don't care. It can go down, right? However, sometimes you can just walk away and not say nothing. And that says everything. Okay, sometimes you could pick up your handbag like LeBron and walk right out of the press conference and leave them people sitting there gagged and choking on you and mad that you didn't show up. And I'm not mad that Britt Edie did that. Y'all don't like this girl. I'll be the first to say, Britt rubbed me wrong before we even started watching the season. When I would see her little videos that she was putting on Instagram, you know, that she would show herself getting her makeup and hair done, it irritated me. I knew I was not going to like Britt. But at the end of the day, that girl is a human being. She's a person just like anyone else. She has feelings just like anyone else. I think that people did too much with her. They did too much with her. Was she obnoxious in the beginning? Yes. Her coming at Kenya, it was annoying. And after watching part 2 of this reunion, I have a theory. I don't know if I should share it, but we're going to get to that. I just feel like Britt was she was annoying. She was annoying. The way she kept trying to find an issue with everything that Kenya had to say, yes, it was annoying. Did I care? I really didn't care because Kenya, when she first came on the show, behaved in the same way. So I don't feel like Britt Edie did anything that was just so unbearable. The threats about the pistol, I agree. She was wrong as hell for that. She was wrong for that. She was wrong for that. She was wrong. But for everyone to just want to wipe their behinds with Britt Edie, it serves you right that she didn't show up to y'all reunion. Now y'all talk about something else. Now y'all figure out another way to carry on with y'all show. I don't blame the girl for not showing up. I wouldn't have shown up either. The fans didn't want you there. The cast didn't want you there. So I won't be here. How about that? And then when she showed her reunion look, everybody's like, why is she showing that? She could have saved it. Why y'all commenting? Y'all said so much that y'all didn't want her around. Pay her dust. Let us forget that she was even there. But y'all can't. Because a lot of the season, she carried. And I'm not saying she was the best housewife. I can't even say that lie. But I'm just saying, it's like, when someone doesn't matter, ignore them. And when someone is so beneath you guys, don't talk about them. Y'all keep talking about her because clearly she brought some type of value to the season. Something. She did something. I'm not a fan of everybody piling on one person. I have never liked that. That's just not, I don't like it. Leave the girl alone. If y'all don't want her around, she left. What more you want for her to do? She's gone. Let her go. And Kelly, yeah, girl, you're a disappointment. Because I don't care. If y'all don't like my friend, y'all don't have to like my friend. I'm going to be like, shoot, me and her were cool. I don't agree with what she did, but me and her, we were good. For Kelly to create fake beef with Britt in a way to distance herself from her, you're lame. You're corny. You're not a real friend. You're not a friend that I would ever want to have. Because you could easily say, yeah, my friend was wrong. She did wrong. She was wrong for what she did. I don't like that she did that. I don't support what she did. But that's my friend. I liked her. We got along good. We had some good moments. We might not hang out after this, but she was cool peoples. But for you to create fake drama and then bail on her, I guess. Okay, so on a lighter note, Andy is going around asking about everyone's outfits, and Britt, it's not even there. Why am I talking about Britt? See, I'm acting like them. I can't get the girl name out of my mouth. Kelly's outfit looks better sitting down, because I thought she looked a hot ass mess. It looks better sitting down. Drew still looks a mess. She looked... We're not gonna do this again. She still look a mess, okay? That squiggle on her forehead is sending me. Like, I can't take nothing she says serious because of that squiggle on her forehead, but whatever. Angela looks the same. Shamia looks good. Portia won. I already told y'all that. Portia won. Phaedra, you look a fool. If she didn't have a headpiece, she wouldn't look so bad. She wouldn't look so bad. Sitting down, she would not look as bad. But that head, like, why Phaedra? Why Phaedra? Why Phaedra? She has some fun outfits. She has some fun looks that I like, that I would even wear, okay? I really want to go blonde before the summer is up. I probably won't do it, though, now that I done told y'all. But I miss being a blonde, y'all. Y'all know I used to live my life as a blonde. That was a whole nother life ago, but whatever. But yeah, I thought that they would look better sitting down. I think Kelly looks better sitting down. And that's it. Drew and Portia, not Drew and Portia. Drew and Phaedra still look a mess. Portia still looks, y'all already know. Like, I get mad at Portia, but I don't never get mad at her outfits. Okay, so as far as Portia and this divorce, right? She's explaining to Andy, like, marital home, this, that. I promise I don't care about none of this. I don't care about none of it. I really don't. I know so many people are like, we were going to know about the divorce. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Kelly and Drew are sitting over there whispering, going back and forth. And it's just like, I know so many people feel like Drew really did something special this season. I didn't see it, okay? I didn't see it. Kelly getting annoyed with Portia saying, our divorces aren't the same. This is the thing. You were married to your husband 11 years. Portia was married to her man a year and some change, whatever it is. It's not the same. Girl, don't nobody care. We didn't know you when you were married. So we really don't care about your divorce. We're getting to know you, but we really don't care that much about your divorce. You're not telling us anything that we're just like, oh my God. Like, obviously we support you. The fact that he was abusive or is abusive now, whatever the case is, him threatening you, him not wanting to pay child support. Now, we feel bad for you for that, right? We do. I don't understand what the purpose of, our divorce isn't the same. Like, where's all this hostility coming for Portia? I thought y'all were good. This is how we know that there is some type of an alliance between Kelly, Shamia, and I guess Britt used to be a part of it. Because what's all this hostile energy for Portia all of a sudden, Kelly? When did you and Portia start having an issue? See, y'all tell on yourselves. Our divorce isn't the same. I was married 11 years. You were married 11 months. You're still going through a divorce. You went to court many a times thinking the divorce was final, and it wasn't, and it continued. The same thing's going on with her. There's no reward at the end of this to say, okay, girl, you get the trophy because you was married longer, or you suffered more in your bad situation, so here goes an award for you. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what are we talking about, Kelly? Like, it's hard for me to like stay on topic because obviously I've watched part 1 and part 2, but it's just like, girl, why were you coming at Portia like that? That's how we know that you and Shamia do have an alliance. You told on y'all. You did. You told a secret right there in your actions, the way you were getting mad at Portia. She said something about, I didn't marry my man for a come up. Girl, we saw what your ex-husband looks like. What did you marry him for? What would possess you to marry such a man if it wasn't for a come up? Girl, tell that lie to somebody else. Now, Kelly wasn't looking like the Kelly we see now. Okay, she made some alterations to her face. But she still looked better than the man she married. You married that man for a reason, and you can't tell me it was purely love. We're not stupid. Sell that lie to somebody else. Okay, you married him because he was ugly. Let's be real. You married an ugly man because the ugly man had some money and you knew that it was going to get you what you wanted out of life. The same thing Portia did. Y'all have a very similar situation. Okay, stop playing with us. So let's just go ahead and wrap up Portia and Simon's situation. I don't think we'll ever get all the tea and all the deets that we want. I feel like at some point Simon is going to come and drop, a nugget here, a nugget there. But I done already decided in my head what happened with them. So I'm just going to go ahead and share with y'all what I think happened. Okay? This is what I think happened. I think that they both had what the other person wanted. Okay? Simon is this wealthy man who owned a nightclub, owned a bar, owned some restaurants, owned a lounge. He's known. Everybody knows him in the Atlanta nightlife. Certain people, the movers and shakers, they know Simon. And I think Portia knew him from before. Okay, let's start there. And he has all this going for him, but he's not famous. Like, he ain't on TV every week. Portia is on TV every week. Okay, Portia is on TV every week. Portia is known. People in Japan watch Portia on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think Portia has always wanted to be the wife of an important man. And you have Simon, who is very braggadocious, very boastful. Oh yeah, I was at such and such summit. I was at the Global Enterprises I was over here. I went to the inaugural dinner for the president in Djibouti. I did all these different things. I know world leaders. I rub shoulders with the movers and shakers. I spend summers in Dubai because I'm doing conferences and this and that and business, and my money long. Okay, I'm a mogul. I got big money. Okay, I'm not like a regular rapper type dude from Atlanta. No, I have enterprises, right? And Portia was just like, ooh, yes, that's the type of person I want to be around. She got excited when she saw Simon jet setting, private jets and this and that and all that stuff. She was excited. And I don't necessarily think she was like, oh, I'm going to take Fallon's man. I know everyone wants to believe that, but I don't think that it was that way. I think she definitely wanted to maintain some type of connection with him so that when he does have events that she'll be invited, she'll be on the guest list. She can be in certain circles so that she could meet a guy like Simon. It just so happens when she tried to extend that friendship, she tried to extend like, hey, I'm just checking on you, just making sure you're good. Simon was like, oh, I'm good, but I also want to talk to you. And Portia, silly goose behind, was like, oh, well, shoot, I ain't got to look far. He want me, okay. And she went along with it. I definitely think that Simon was interested in Portia first. Simon, that episode when they went to the house, when he was still married to Fallon, and they went to the house to hang out with Fallon by the pool. Simon was sitting there staring at the women. What kind of man does that? That's weird. My man is hosting his homeboys, and I'm sitting in the cut just staring at them. Is that not weird? Is that not awkward? That is not normal behavior. He been had his eye on Portia. Fallon herself said that Simon used to talk about Portia all the time. He used to talk badly about her. See now, women, if you got a man, they be talking about a homegirl of yours all the time for no reason, unprovoked. Well, I don't even have to finish my statement. I think you know where I'm going, okay? But I think none of that even really matters. At the end of the day, Portia and Simon got together. Fallon and Jalen were already together, making babies. Nobody involved in this is innocent. At the end of the day, nobody involved in this is innocent. I think when Portia got married to Simon, I don't think she really wanted to marry Simon. I think she really loved Dennis. She really wanted to be with Dennis. Simon knew she wanted to be with Dennis. He saw how she cut up in Mexico on Portia's Family Drama. That's what I call the show. He saw how she cut up. He knew she was still in love with Dennis. He did not care. He wanted to be with Portia. He wanted to marry Portia. He had a reason. He had an ulterior motive. And we're not going to sit here and act like we don't know that, okay? He wanted to be with Portia for a reason. He didn't care. He didn't care that she was in love with Dennis. He didn't care. He wanted to be with Portia. And why that is, outside of being on the show, I can't tell you. I can't. Maybe it was purely because she was famous. I don't know. Or maybe that booty was nice. But that ain't the only booty walking around Georgia like that, okay? He could have found another one. He wanted to be with Portia. That's what it is. What it boils down to is that man wanted Portia. That's what it boils down to. I think that they both planned to film season 16 as a married couple. But unfortunately, the ish hit the fan right before taping, okay? And Portia had to put herself first, Lucius. Okay? She had to save herself. She's not a single woman. Okay, she has a child to think about. She had to put herself first, and she had to put her finances and her well-being and the well-being of her child first. And so she had to divorce this man before she took a hit that she couldn't recover from. That is it, and that's all. I don't think that there's some big, mystery story that we're going to find out later, and Simon is going to tell us what Portia really been doing. Like, what is he going to tell us about Portia that is going to really shock us, that's going to change our minds? She got with him for his money. Every woman gets with Simon because of his money. Tell us the next story. What else? What else is going on in my Cynthia Bailey voice, okay? What else is going on, says Cheekbones? What else was he going to tell us? She married him for his money. Okay. They were already seeing each other before he divorced Fallon. I don't think that that's true, but people already believe that. So even if he tells us that, big whoop. Oh, her mom raised a gold digger. Would you guys be happier if her mom raised her to be a broke bitch that takes crumbs from a broke man? Like, I don't think that there's any big, oh my God, that's going to happen. I mean, if there is one, we will come down here to talk about it. That's for sure. But I just don't see nothing crazy happening. This lawsuit, they didn't mention that on the show, but we know that that's been in the blogs. He's suing Portia because Portia implied in an Instagram post that he might have ED. I hope the judge throws that out because, sir, you were harassing that lady day and night and day. Day and night, night and day. You were harassing that lady. You was talking all types of nonsense about her mom, her family. And so her writing the two letters, E and D, you put them shoes on and laced them up. You told us you must have AD. She didn't tell us nothing. She just said the word ED. and said it affects certain people. She never said it affected her husband. She never said it affected the man that I'm with. She never said, oh, I'm unsatisfied. She never said nothing. All she said was ED. If she made a post right now talking about postpartum depression or nipple soreness, does that mean it's about you? Like, you took them shoes and put them on. That had nothing to do with us. We didn't know that. We like, child, bye. Men like that really disgust me. Like, boy, just go on about your business. As far as him saying he felt he was targeted by Portia, I feel like I already addressed this. How were you targeted by Portia when your ex-wife tells us you would talk about Portia all the time? He said that at one point, oh, them girls on Real Housewives of Atlanta are broke. Shoot, Portia, that car that Portia's driving, my cousin bought that car for her. So you knew what type of woman she was, allegedly. So why would you date her? I don't care if she showed up to your house in a trench coat and all that booty and nothing on top of it. You knew what type of woman she was. You wanted to be with her. You proposed to her after dating her for 1 month because you wanted her. Like, I don't know I really want to see what judge is going to take him serious. Actually, I really don't. I want him to go away from us with this Apollo. That's what I want. Okay. So, Drew and Portia. When I tell you I really don't care about Drew and Portia's situation because I halfway don't believe it, okay? I really feel as though Drew and Portia probably set this up like, oh, we're going to be somewhat mad at each other, but then it got out of hand. Portia probably went rogue, took it a little too far. Then Drew decided to take it too far. And then Angela got involved and Shamia got involved first. I think there was a lot of pressure for these women to deliver a good season 16, Sweet 16. They can thank Nene for that. Because I feel like I don't watch OC. I don't know if when OC was recording season 16, were they referring to their season 16 as Sweet 16? I don't know. Maybe they were. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. I don't watch it enough to know. But ever since I heard Nene referred to as season 16 as Sweet 16, that's what they've been calling it. Y'all bring my auntie back. Y'all bring Nene back. Bring her back, okay? Like, it's time. It's time she come back, okay? Let her come back. But yeah, I don't really care about Portia and Drew's situation. I will say this, though. I do think that Portia was willing to play whatever role with Drew until she found out Dennis was filming. That part, I do believe Portia was pissed about. I don't think Portia gave a damn. And I feel like, I know Portia isn't the brightest bulb, okay? I know that Portia, if you overtalk her, she gets a little confused and she'll just back down. And she'll forget what she was saying. She'll forget her point. So I saw them do a lot of that. I saw them doing a lot of gaslighting, railroading to Portia. And I know y'all don't like Portia, but I don't care. I'm always tell the truth how I see it. Portia was not wrong in how she felt. I think as far as working with Drew in the studio and Dennis, I don't think she gave a damn about none of that. I think she agreed to come on the show and act like she was a little bit mad about it. But I think when she found out that Drew and Dennis were actually filming, she wasn't acting no more. She was pissed for real. And I think she has a right to be pissed. I think she does. I don't care what nobody says. I think she has a right to be pissed off, irritated, annoyed, angry. Because this is the thing. Portia was supposed to come on here with her husband, what's his name? Simon. Well, that has been scrapped because she's getting a divorce. And he was in Dubai half the season. So they can't film that. He's sending them cease and desist and all types of legal whatever. She can't even film in her house. She can't film in her home. She can't, like, he restricted so much of her filming this season. So the one thing Portia did have was her co-parent, okay? Her baby daddy. And Dennis, we found out while watching Portia's family drama, that he's a funny guy. He's very likable. The camera likes him and he likes the camera. So if I was Portia, and I'm in this situation, and the one person that can film with me, the one thing that I do have, Drew comes and snatches that up, I'm gonna be irritated with Drew. I am. You go film with your baby daddies. You got 2 baby daddies. Go film with one of them. Leave mine alone. I would feel the same way Portia feels. If Dennis is gonna say something funny, it needs to be in a scene with me, not with you. If Dennis is going to do something, whatever, and it's entertaining, it needs to be in the scene with me and our child, or just me. But definitely not you, Drew. You have 2 baby daddies to choose from. Go film with one of them. I understood what Portia was saying. She wasn't speaking in a different language. It made perfect sense to me. Does that make me a bad person? Am I vapid like Portia? Am I self-centered like Portia? I know that I'm not. Y'all can gaslight me to make me feel no kind of way about myself. Okay, baby. I think Portia was in the right. Her filming was sabotaged so badly because of all the stuff that Simon was pulling. So, yeah, I would be irritated too. Simon was sabotaging her left and right. Okay? And the 2 things that were Portia's, Dennis is her baby daddy. Okay? That is her baby daddy. The audience knows Dennis because of Portia. So I feel like she has every right to feel like he's mine. I'm going to film with him. Secondly, Go Naked Hair, that company belongs to Portia. For Drew to want to film a photo shoot with Go Naked Hair and not even consult with the owner of the company, I don't blame Portia for acting the way that she did with Drew. Drew, you did that to yourself. Sorry. Now, as far as Portia, and then this is where I have to get in your ass a little bit. Now, all the misinterpretations of the text message that Drew and Dennis were sending one another, that was stupid. That was, you look like a dumbass. Like, what was that? What was that, girl? That was stupid. I didn't like that. Don't be doing stuff like that. Oh, she wanted to sleep with Dennis and Dennis didn't want to sleep with her for studio time. That about pissed me off. Because, like, Portia, what are you doing? By the time that started happening, though, during the season, I don't think I cared that much because Drew was playing in Portia's face. So by the time Portia started doing those things to Drew, I didn't really care. But when we really addressed it, I don't like that Portia did that. I don't like that you did that. While we were watching the show, I didn't really care too much about it because at that point, I was just like, girl, whatever. But, yeah. But again, like I said, I think it was a scheme that they both set up to come to us with the bullshit. But then it got real when Drew failed to mention that she wanted to film with Dennis. That's when Portia went rogue. And, you know, sometimes be careful playing with people because everybody not playing. Drew asking Kelly if she knows how Britt was making her money. Like, you don't know how your friend was making her money? Drew, do you know how your husband is making his money? Because isn't that the reason why y'all can't move forward with the divorce? When I tell y'all Drew be playing in y'all face, y'all don't believe me. People don't believe me. Drew and that Ralph are one and the same. Y'all keep believing them if y'all want to. But anyway. Okay, so when it comes to Angela and Marcus and Phaedra and Marcus's friend Alex and Charles and the young lady that was very attractive and all the, you know, everything. When it comes down to it, I reviewed all the evidence and I have a conclusion. Okay. And when I say I reviewed all the evidence, I reviewed all the evidence. Okay. I watched the TikToks. I listened to the audio. Everything. Okay. I even caught a replay of Sanitra's live. Shout out to Sanitra. I love her YouTube channel. I enjoy her, okay? I love her. She's my auntie in my head. She don't even know it. She's my auntie and she don't even know it. I love her. But, baby, when I tell you she broke it all the way down, she played it and replayed it and replayed it and allowed us to take notes and really said, listen to this. Hear when she said this. Hear when he said that. Like, she broke it down. And, you know, she don't have no faves, okay? She's very unbiased. So, if you haven't and you're interested, check out her video, okay? I might have to put that on my community page, so just in case y'all are interested. But after reviewing all the evidence, I have a theory. And this is my theory. I think that Charles was absolutely in the restaurant with a much younger, beautiful lady. It could have been anybody. It could have been a cousin. It could have been a homegirl. It could have really been anyone. I don't know. I don't really care. I wasn't there. I know that much. I wasn't there. I believe Charles was there at the restaurant with a beautiful, much younger woman, a much younger looking woman. I think that Marcus, like many of people in Atlanta, when they spot certain people, they get giddy, they get excited. I think he ran into the DMs because apparently Marcus and Alex have worked on reality TV shows in the past. I don't know which ones, don't ask me because I don't know. But they both were on reality TV in the past. So they would have connections in this producer world and they would know the people who to tell. I believe that Marcus spotted Charles in his restaurant, DM'd somebody or told someone. I believe he told someone. I believe production sat on that information. And when they got to a certain point of filming, they realized they was missing something. Okay, Kenya gone. Nothing is happening, okay? Portia can't really do nothing. This person can't do nothing. Nobody. They were missing something. And I feel like they said, Charles has agreed to film this event with Kelly. Remember that DM we got a couple of weeks back, a few months back? Let's do something with it. I think they made sure that Marcus was on the guest list, told Kelly's people invite him. Didn't say why, but they made sure to make it happen. Kelly may not have put it together, but she told her people to do whatever, and they made sure he was there. And I think he knew what that meant. Be at that event. Tell us what you know. There's Angela. I don't think he was mic'd up, but I definitely think he was encouraged to go and say what he knew because they needed something. Because the season wasn't terrible, but it was kind of falling flat. They needed something, and that was the something. And I think, hello, anything crazy go on. For as long as Phaedra is on this show, moving forward, anything crazy goes on, she's going to be the #1 suspect. I don't care what it is. They're going to naturally assume that it is Phaedra. And I think that's what's going on here. I think with Angela, she wants to protect her husband. She wants to protect her marriage. She wants, oh no, my husband didn't do that. My husband was doing this. My husband was working. I know my husband didn't do it. But it's like, we heard the audio, right, of you calling this man. We heard the story. Now, those of you who don't know the story, let me try to sum it up real quick. Basically, after that event, Angela got Drew to hit up Marcus to meet for coffee or something. Ambushed Marcus, showed up there. Her and Drew showed up there, but she wasn't supposed to be there. Only Drew was supposed to be there. But she shows up there and she threatens him and says, hey, I know all about you. And if you don't get to talking, everybody's going to know what you don't want them to know about you. Apparently, he got some SA charges of some sort from his past he didn't want the world to know, and held that over his head and was like, you gonna tell me who sent y'all and who paid y'all to come. In her mind already, she decided someone paid him to do what he did, and she wanted a name. He allegedly under duress gave her the name he could clearly see she wanted because she let it be known, I know you guys both have connections to Athens. So right then and there, somebody grimy like Marcus is already, he already knows what it is. She wants me to say it was Phaedra, and I'm going to tell her it's Phaedra because I don't want her to air me out. That's allegedly what happened. And she kept probing him. Well, what did she pay you? Why did she pay you? Well, why did she do it? In the audio that they both released, apparently Angela released a chopped up version of the audio. Marcus's friend Alex, he released the entire audio. She released an audio that was tailored for us to suspect that Phaedra had something to do with it. Marcus's friend released the audio, the full thing. And in the full thing, we hear Angela, we pretty much realize Angela's full of shit. She wanted so badly for it to be Phaedra. I think when it comes to her husband, she's a little crazy. I think she's a little obsessed. I think she's not all the way there. I don't think she set this entire thing up, but I think when she got embarrassed, she had to make it, she had to clean it up. And this was her way of cleaning it up. I think production's fingerprints are all over this mess, okay? They already knew what it was. We're going to set this up. We're going to let nature take its place. Angela is automatically going to think it was Phaedra because no one trusts Phaedra. And that's what happened. And now you realize how stupid and crazy you look. Now you're trying to clean it up again. And you still look stupid and crazy. Because why aren't you, like, she's in the media present day explaining everything, but explain why you told that man to come up with a story that protects you and him. Explain why in that audio you're telling him, he's telling you Phaedra was set up. And you're like, oh no. You're like, girl. Explain why you telling that man to make up a story. You ain't got no explanation because you're lying. Is Phaedra's... Do I think Phaedra put it together what's happening? Yeah, but I think what a lot of people don't want to understand is that at the end of the day, this is a show and there's a way that this show goes. And yes, us as regular people, we think of things in normal people situations. They have to have a different level of consciousness because they are filming a show. So Phaedra can't just come out and say, girl, I can clearly see production lied on you, but she can't say that. She has to be very careful and mindful of how she does things. And Angela is still green. Angela is still green. So we see her making the mistakes. Yeah, Angela, she's something else. I found it funny how she was telling Phaedra, like, oh, the rooms that I'm in, you want to be in them rooms. I'm in the rooms with all your faves. And it was like, Angela, girl, you're a +1. Okay, somebody tried to check me the other day, and I had to just let some stuff go because I'm not about to fight with people over Twitter. Like, it's that time of the month. Child, I don't care enough to fight with nobody over Twitter. Like, it's not paying me, so... If it was paying me, now maybe I'll do it, but whatever. This is the thing with Angela. I really don't want to be disrespectful. Okay, I want to choose my words. I don't want to seem like I'm being mean to her because I really don't dislike Angela, but I do feel like Angela's full of shit. This is the thing with Angela. I believe, or I feel as though, yes, you are with the high-profile man. I think she adores her husband. I think she loves her husband. I think she's probably a fan of her husband. I will even go so far to say that I think she put in a lot of work to get Charles to marry her and, you know, for her to have the life that she has. And I'm not mad at her. Like, girl, go after what you want. I believe in that, okay? Do what you want to do. Do what works for you. She clearly really wants to be married to this man, and she is, and I think she put in a lot of work and effort, so I don't blame her for being proud that she's married to this man and doing whatever she had to do to hold on to this relationship. That's not my problem. But just because you were willing to do everything to land this man doesn't mean everybody doesn't want your life. Everyone doesn't want your situation. So for her to say, the rooms I'm in, you're not in. The rooms I'm in, the people don't know you. See, this is why people look at you, Angela, and think you're an old lady. Because you're like, you have a very old school way of thinking. Phaedra is making her own name. Phaedra is opening the doors that she wants to walk through all by herself. She rubs shoulders with politicians and city officials and actors, and she has her own lane. She's doing her own thing. I don't think, like, you could say that to Portia, because Portia wants to be a wife of someone important. Phaedra ain't never told us she was trying to be the wife of somebody important. Phaedra wants to be the somebody important. Y'all speak in two different languages. You want to be on the arm of the important person. Phaedra wants to be the important person. That would have really landed on Portia, not so much Phaedra. Like, oh, the rooms I'm in, them the rooms you want to be in. No, you're there as a +1. You're there as a +1. And the fact that you're so giddy and excited to say, I'm in the room, girl, You might want to calm down just a little bit. Somebody reposted all these pictures that Angela had a picture with Larry King. Is his name Larry King? The dude, the old man that used to be on CNN? I think that's his name. Larry King. Then there was a picture with Jay-Z and Carmelo Anthony and Chris Paul. And then there was, I think, Serena Williams. And it was like, they take pictures like this with fans. Angela looked like a fan. You didn't look like you were the important person. You look like, my husband's important, and if I ask y'all to take a picture, y'all don't take it because I'm in the room with y'all. It didn't impress me. You're not there because they want to pick your brain on ideas about how to move forward in business. You're in those rooms because you're there on Charles Oakley's arm, and that's a beautiful place to be. I'm not mad at that. Because, baby, let a retired old basketball player who has his hair still come try to holler at me. I'm going. I'm going, okay? I'm not going to be chasing him all over America to make sure he's faithful. But if you want me to be your arm candy, I'm definitely not going to say no. So, like, I'm not mad at Angela for any of that, but... So, like, I'm not mad at Angela for any of that, but I really need Angela to know that that's not what every woman aspires to have, okay? What else did I want to say? I wanted to say something. But my whole thing is like, Angela, you're being very goofy. You're being very corny. And it's just like, she's like, the rooms I'm in the rooms you want to be in. It's like, Angela, and you're in those rooms and you behave like a typical +1. You are that +1 type of chick. You in them rooms and you approach Wendy Williams and tell that lady it's just a baby. Phaedra would never. You in them rooms and don't even know how to act. You in them rooms and don't even know how to carry yourself. Like, girl, yeah, you did way too much. You did way too much. And I'm about to end this video here and start the next video because I was going to try to make it one video, but I talked way too much. So I'm going to end this video here. Angela, girl, you tried it. Girl, bye. I don't know what else to say. I really don't dislike Angela, but oh, there was one more thing I wanted to say about Angela. Like, I really don't dislike Angela, but Angela, you act a little goofy. You are a little bit of a goofball. You know what else stood out to me before I get off of this video? When Angela came the first episode and they were wearing the white to Shamia's birthday party, I felt like all the women were so excited and giddy to see each other. Like, Cynthia was excited to see Kenya. Cynthia was excited to be back. Shamia, of course, Shamia was excited to get a peach. And Kelly and Britt were excited to see each other. And the husbands were there. And I felt like Angela and her husband were kind of like off on the side. Like, I don't feel like anyone was excited to see them. I don't feel like anyone cared that Angela and Charles Oakley was in the building. Like, I'm sorry to say, but I don't feel like anyone cared. I think that people in Atlanta, especially this group of people in Atlanta, they are their own celebrities. Like, everyone in Atlanta feels like they're their own celebrity. In their own right, they are a celebrity. So I don't think anyone was like giddy and excited to see Charles and Angela. And I feel like Angela felt that. Like, she felt the energy that no one cared that she was around. And I feel like that's when she took it upon herself to attach herself to Drew and to pounce on Portia and Shamia. Because she realized no one cared. No one was interested in what you had going on. Another thing, after the Kelly's event, when they went to Phaedra's event, and she was explaining what happened with the guy, Marcus, talking about her husband. Do y'all realize that the other women stopped paying attention to her and they were more focused on Britt and Kelly's exchange? Like, they didn't care what you were talking about, Angela. They were more focused on Britt and Kelly's argument. They had no interest in what you were saying about what happened with Marcus and your husband. They didn't care. They didn't care. I feel like that's another reason why you made sure to hit up Marcus to make sure y'all had a solid story so you could have this big moment where you aired out Phaedra. Because the women they don't care. They've never been that interested in Angela. So all this VIP, like everybody's been like, oh my God, Angela she saved the season. She carried the season on her back. She ain't had no choice but to dip her nose in everyone's business because otherwise she would have been ignored. The other ladies did not care that much about Angela and what she had going on. Her storyline about her mom not getting along with her husband, her daughter getting married, and not telling her sister not getting along. Like, nobody really cared about that. And so when she was in the therapy session and she was like, I'm tired of people coming after my family. They keep coming after my family. Yeah, they mentioned your husband a time or two, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think nobody really cared like that. So when people are like, well, why would Angela lie like that on her husband with Phaedra? Why would she do all of that? Because people didn't care. I don't think she set up the entire thing, but I do think at some point she felt she needed something. And that's why we got her on tape saying to that man, you need to come up with something that protects you and I. That's all I got to say. But yeah, watch out for part 2 because this video is way too long. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.